Honestly, he loves the rain. I'm gonna have to shout now, but whoa! See, that's why you shouldn't lie there. Bruce has run off and hidden over there under a tree. How are we doing, Brucey? Let's go. He's having a great time. Right, we're at 1,200 meters. Been going just over 2 hours. Got about another 40 minutes to the campsite. Still climbing. All right, let's get there. All right, I've got my camp spot. I'm gonna set the tent up here and then get the orientation right of the tent, get the tarp set up over. I've only got my small 3x2 Aquaquest tarp with me this time. I've got Brucey with me. I think we can take his backpack off now. Come here, Brucey. Let's take this off. Had a great walk up, had lots of fun. Bruce has had a good time, haven't you, Brucey? There, is that better? Okay. Not great ground, it's average, but should be all right. I'm going to need a pole probably for the tarp. Just trying to find the softest bit to put the tent on. I think this is the nicest bit here. Yeah. This is the flattest bit. Yeah. Tent there, front and back. Then set my tarp up. Okay, let's get on with it. Got my trusty MSR Hubba Hubba NX2. I do like this tent. It's just started to rain. But it's only gentle at the moment. Not sure how heavy it's meant to get. Now my plan is to have a fire just in front there. So I just need to have enough space for that. So I won't peg the tent down yet. There's no wind, so I'm not going to peg it down yet. Just get the poles in first and then see how it's going to look. The only downside to this place, is there is no water around. The closest tarn is about a 40-minute walk away, further round. So I've got water with me, but if worse comes to worse, I'll walk to get water, or else, if the rain gets heavy enough, I'll just take the water off of the tarp. It's always a good option. Okay. Bruce has never camped in this spot before, so it's all new to him. Isn't it, Brucey? Hey? Tell you what, it's getting cold. I'm very wet. So as soon as I've got the tent done, I'm going to put my warm, dry gear on. But for walking in, this stuff has been amazing. Because you're going to sweat. There's nothing you can do about it. You could go really, really slowly, but I don't see the point in that. There we go. Now, I think that's going to be about as level as I can get it. I just want to get the angle right, get the tarp coming off it perfectly. I don't need tarp at the back, I just need it at the front. I'm going to be sitting out looking that way. So, got to give myself room to stake it out. Store stuff at the back vestibule, maybe. Tarp comes out here. Got some tie-off point. Gonna have to stake it down. Make a pole in front. And have the fire about here. Okay, looking good. Right. What do you think, Brucey? Nice camping ground? I don't know if you can see him. He's tucked down here behind me chewing sticks. He's already settled in. So the MSR tent is color coded. Pretty straightforward. Not a lot to it. And the red tab goes to the red tab down here. And then grey to the back, other side. Awesome. Yeah, I think that's almost bang on. Okay, I think we're looking good. All right, stake it down. looking good. Ooh, it's getting cold. Great, that's the tent. Here comes the rain. Hey, Brucey. Okay, let's get the tarp up. Now, do this lengthways. Oh, the rain's coming down. Okay, what I'm going to do is put the camera away, get this done and come back to you. Oh well, you missed me putting the tarp up, but it was raining. I had to get it done. It was freezing cold, my hands were cold. Hello, my Brucey. Yes, Bruce is here. I'm in my waterproofs now. Go on then, you can go and play. He's being desperate to go and play. Oh, Bruce, thank you. Okay, Bruce, in a minute. Let me talk to your fans first. He's going to go off and explore. I'm expecting quite a lot of rain. Oh, he's laid down here now. So that's why I've got a slight arch. Also, there's just not much I can do with what's around me. So I'm making the most of it. I might tighten it up a bit more. It's slacked just a bit since it started raining. I've got the camera mounted to the pole that I've made at the front of the tent there. And most importantly, there's not a lot of firewood around here. If I do have a fire, it's going to be pretty small. I can guarantee that. But that's okay. It's not freezing cold. It's like single-digit centigrade, but it's not so cold that I can't cope. Yeah. So what I might do now is just go around, tighten up all of the guy lines and make this a bit more taut because the rain has made it sag, which is what it does. Get it nice and tight. Yeah, just a bit of general maintenance now that I've unpacked and everything. And then what I need to do is, hopefully that wasn't thunder. What I need to do is go and get some firewood. I've got about an hour and a half of daylight left. So I'll try and find some firewood to split, just small stuff. I've only got my silky saw with me because I wanted to go light on this trip. I've got my Gerber knife, so I'll be batoning to split the wood with that. I haven't bought an axe or anything because it is a long climb up here. I've got my Trangia. I've got some fat wood to start the fire with. I've got some fuel and I've got loads of food and I've got my stuff ready for a nice slap up dinner. I've got all of Bruce's food. So yeah, got Bruce's bedding, blanket and everything else. Right, I'm going to tighten up the guy lines. Let's sort this out. Hey Brucey. That's much better. Got it a bit tighter now. Could probably tighten up my ridge line a little bit, but I actually don't think I need to. That's quite taut. I don't want to affect the pole. I've just got slip knots. I don't know what you really call them. So here's what my setup looks like. Give you a little roving look where I am on this clearing. Beautiful spot. There's the mountains in the background. Not sure if you can make them out. There's a lot of paracord everywhere here. This is all a trip hazard. Hey Brucey, what are you doing? The rain has just briefly stopped, so that's good. So yeah, I've got a pole set up here. Couple of lines coming off it just to keep it secure. And yeah, I'm using the Aquaquest Tarp, 2x3 meter, which gives me just enough room to be snug as a bug in here. Hey, isn't that right, Bruce? Hey, isn't that right? Yeah, okay. So now that the tarp's sorted, tent sorted, let's get some firewood. This is quite possibly the best location I've ever had for firewood. There's quite a bit of dead standing. I don't want anything thick because I haven't got an axe with me. All I've got is this and my little knife. It's nice and dry. No moisture at all. Look at that. Beautiful. It's going to make a great fire. Okay, I need to stack up some firewood. Top of it's a bit funky, but the rest of it is good. Okay. Well, turns out I was wrong about how much firewood there was. There wasn't a lot, was there, Brucey? Hey? No. Yeah, this is the most I can imagine. I couldn't really find lots of small bits. So, this is what we're left with. And Brucey's helping me. No, he's not. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm my own person. I'm my own dog dad. It's not bad. It'll do. I think batoning this stuff is going to be hard with just that little knife, but these are the challenges we've been given. Actually, my little silky saw, this thing, it's kind of easier to saw with this than it is with the boreal saw. That might make a good base log. Yeah, I wasted a fair bit of time there looking for firewood. I can see the weather coming in as well. It's not raining yet, there's sort of like a mist in the air. But it's definitely coming. Using Bruce's bed to kneel on, because he doesn't lie on it when I put it out anyway. He'll lie on it tonight in the tent. Or if I have a fire, he might lie on it. Whew. Tell you what, I'm hot now. What is it they say? Firewood heats you 3 times when you're looking for it, when you're cutting it, when you light it. You're back, Brucey. Nope. So I reckon I'll have a couple of big logs as the base. I don't want a massive fire. I'm not cooking on it. So it's just for ambiance. Now this stuff I think is a bit punky. Oh no, that's good. All right. Looks can be deceiving. All right, now see if I can split any of this. This is where I wish I'd bought my big knife or the axe. Let's see, what a good baton. I just don't know if this is going to split with this tiny little knife. Oh, you know what? It might. But we need it just a little bit longer, she said. Oh, it's so close, but there's a knot right there. No, that was not going to go. There was a big knot there, that's why. Trouble is, there's knots in all of this stuff. None of it has a clear line through. It's all knotted, and knotted wood is a nightmare to cut and baton. This one might go. Let's give it a go. Oh yeah. Okay, this one went. Just need to bang it through a bit more. Come on. Oh, now I've found a knot. God. This stuff is so dense. It's difficult to explain just how dense this stuff is. There. See how knotted and grainy that is. Now, there's a lot of pig sign around here. There's a lot of deer sign. Bruce is just lying here. He's not that fussed. Now, as I say, it's a bit early for me to light the fire. There is perfect. Okay. Yeah. I just didn't realise there wouldn't be much firewood. It looked like there was loads, but then on closer inspection there really wasn't. Okay. Right, kindling's ready. Fire is ready. I'm not going to bother splitting anything. Can't be bothered. Woo. Oh, come and lie down. Oh, on your bed. Oh, man. Now I'm hot after doing that. The peace and quiet up here. Amazing. So the time is 4:30. I think it's beer and cigar time. That's what I think. My fat wood. Right, for beer, we have got a Deep State Hazy India Pale Ale from the Moa Brewing Company. my cigar is of no use to you whatsoever, Bruce. You won't like it at all. Monte Cristo number 4. So I don't know if he's in shot at all over here. Can't tell. But he does what he wants to do. Let me move the camera to see if he's in shot. He is, but let me just move it a bit there. There you go. Now you can clearly see him. These trips are so much better with him. This is where, this kind of ground, it's pretty soft. This kind of ground, this is where the base of the chair, the mesh, makes the biggest difference. Really does. Because it means you don't sink in. Chucking it all in the fire. Ooh. So yeah, these are, hang on, is number 4 or number 5? I'll put it in the description. I think these are Monte Cristo number 5 actually. The smaller ones, I think 4 is bigger. Oh, I can't remember. I always get it the wrong way around. So you might have noticed I came in, even though it was cold, I walk in, I was just in shorts and just like that Under Armour nothing compression top. Reason for that is that there is just no way. I've done this walk up here so many times, and it is steep and it is long. It's 100% humidity today, and I just knew I was going to sweat buckets. So there's no point having any other stuff on. And then when you get to base, you put all your dry stuff on, your warm stuff. So I've got my wool top. I've got a puffer jacket if I need it. And you saw earlier, I've got my this rain jacket and rain pants. These things are lifesavers. The rain gear as a layer is just so essential. Nice cigar. Right. It's a good sign. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Joe in Thailand. Just going through some stuff right now, and you know, stay strong, Joe. Here for you, and always ready to chat. It's just, you know, important to have friends and to stay strong. So Joe, to you. It's not bad. Yeah, actually that's pretty good. This is from the Moa Brewing Company in New Zealand. Deep State Hazy India Pale Ale. Is it me or has the temperature just dropped? I can now see my breath. Oh, the temperature is.
So this trip, this is the one that I wanted to do a couple of weeks ago, and I failed. I got an hour of the way in. Was drenched. I'd left it too late. Wouldn't have got here in time. The track is pretty dodgy in places, and you can lose at night time. You can lose the track so easily. You know, I have the track on my GPS on my phone and my backup as well, GPS. But still, you don't want to be doing it at night time. If I was by myself, as I said, I would have done it. But I have Bruce with me. And, you know, I always keep an eye on him. He does go up ahead on the track, and I always call him back after, you know, a minute. But I just didn't want to do that at night time with him. Even with his flashy little light that I'll put on later. But yeah, he's a happy boy now that we're camping. I like this tarp setup actually. It's the first time I've done it like this, where I've got so many guy lines. But I do like it. I like this tarp. This is the Aquaquest 2x3. I think actually I might order another one. I do like this tarp. As I've said, the seam sealing looks really good on it. It's just the edges that have this issue that need, you've got to do your own seam sealing on. But no, I do like it. So I might order a 3x3 version of this. This is the Aquaquest, is it Guide Tarp? They're a really lightweight one, yeah. 3x3 would probably be good. It would give me just that bit more half-meter coverage on either side. If the wind was blowing and it was blowing rain in sideways. But to be honest, if it was that grim, that would be in the tent. The idea is to find spots where you're not that exposed to the wind. Now, the beauty of this spot is, even though I am actually, technically I'm on a ridge, and you do not want to camp on a ridge because it's where it's windiest. I have walked through here before in howling wind, and this is a dead spot. And the reason for that is that there's a dip. There's a shelf behind the tent that you can see. So the wind howls up over the trees and then straight back down. And you'd be dead calm down here. But 5 meters above you, it's howling. You know, it's a good little spot because the peak of the ridge is actually just in front of me. So yeah, I have been through here, so I know this spot. You know, you can always see if there's dead fall and stuff to see where the strongest winds are, and there's none around here really. Yeah, so it's a nice spot. Now all we need for it to do is to rain. Okay, I think it's time to light the fire. The rain has started again. So what I want to do is get this fire cranking before the rain really gets hold. So I've got some red hot coals. Not much you can do to help, Brucey, sorry. Find out, Bruce. Right. Let's get this fire cranking. So basically I'm getting it, it's not under the tarp, it's just in front of the tarp. And that should be enough. Gotta love fat wood. Look at that, just catches straight away. like a giant matchstick. Now I'm going to leave enough fat wood for later, but right now I just want to get the actual fire going. Sorry about the smoke. Now the dark smoke, it's from the resin, the pine resin in the fat wood. Oh. Bruce is going a bit nuts with the smoke. Okay. Oh, smoky. Oh, it's following me. Okay. That's taking now. Just takes a while. Not the driest wood, is it, Brucey? Where are you crawling off to? Go on then, if you want to play. He's gone. Hey, come here, have a stroke. Have a little stroke. Brucey. Hey, it's all right. Have you heard something? Oh, you're very wet. Go on then, off you go. He wants to go and play. He's not a fan of just lying around under the tarp. I was going to say, get my beanie wherever I put it. Oh, here it is. Ah, now if the wind can stay in that direction, that'd be brilliant. It's just starting to get dark now. It's 5:15. This is the time he would usually have his dinner. Yeah. But, oh, it's cold. Yeah, I haven't got my puffer jacket on. I've just got this wool top on, that's it. But if it gets much colder, then I will put my puffer jacket on underneath. But I'm hoping this fire will produce enough heat. I don't have to worry about that. Now, if you can hear a stick being chewed, smoke, that's because he is lying, Bruce is lying right behind the camera on the ground with the stick. Oh no, he's wandering around. Aren't you, Brucey? You gonna bring me a stick? We had a bit of a play earlier in the woods. Oh, it's quite breezy suddenly. Like that. That helps with the fire though. Just hope it's not too windy on the microphone. I didn't bring my big tripod this time. It's very heavy. So you're on a little gorilla pod. But you know what? I can feel the heat from this already. It's just starting to give off some heat. It's nice. My hands are freezing, so it'd be nice to get my hands nice and warm. I think this is going to be a good fire. This is very good wood. It's very dense, lasts a long time. This might last me all night. Fingers crossed. It's too early to be cooking dinner yet. 5 o'clock. It is getting dark. And there are rain clouds everywhere.
So that sound, I don't know if you can hear him. He is right by the camera, chewing his stick. Have you got a stick, Bruce? Bring me your stick. Bring the stick over here. Come on. You gonna bring me your stick? No, he's not having any of it. I don't know why he's not on camera doing it. Sorry, can't make him do that. He's so loud. It's amazing because it's so peaceful up here. Everything around here, the grass is, the ground, as you can probably see from my knees, everything is soaked through. The ground is very wet, so there's no chance of a grass fire or anything like that. Usually I'd build it up with rocks. There are no stones around here at all. I did look, couldn't find anything, but there's just no chance of anything catching. It's so wet. Oh, and here comes the rain. Just a little bit. I'd be quite happy for the wind to keep blowing from that way. Get the smoke going over there. Actually, I'd be quite happy if the wind would just completely stop. But this is the tops. Anything can happen. And he's gone. Okay, time for dinner. So for dinner tonight, we are having white chili chicken. It's like a peppery chili. Now, is this gonna light? Or am I gonna have to? Yep, we're alike. All right, good. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is poach the chicken, which I've diced already. Saved myself a lot of time this time. Poach the chicken in some white wine. White wine? I know, it's in a Coke bottle. So white wine, garlic and onion. Woo! Man, I can smell that garlic. Man, that's strong. I can see Brucey in front of me. I can see his light. If he comes behind me, you'll see him. Once I start cooking, he'll probably come around. He's not allowed any of this, unfortunately. But I will save him a little bit of chicken to have with his dinner. So yeah, what you're doing is poaching
the diced chicken. In the white wine, the garlic and the onion, until the chicken's pretty much done. Okay, and the rest is for Bruce. Plus he's got his dinner as well. Save that for him. Need to make this a bit more stable. There we go. Now I've got some garlic bread just warming at the moment, but then I'll cook it on the fire. Sorry about the smoke, but it's so nice and warm. Gotta have it. Can you even see me? I can't even tell if you can see me or not. Hope you can. Okay. It's pitch black. It's flipping cold, I tell you that. But this fire is so nice. Okay, so other things you're going to need. Beans and corn. I've got some chopped peppers, some grated cheese, yeah, and some mushrooms. But they go in separately. Make a different concoction for that. Alright, so now I just need to wait for this to poach. And you might wonder why I don't cook this on the fire, because I don't want to ruin my pans. They get all disgustingly sooty. And I hate that. I hate all that soot. Oh, look at all that smoke. Sorry about that. It's because I chucked another log on. The heat coming off this now, it's so nice. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. That's warming me up. The rain, it's pretty average. It's coming down. It's sort of not spitting, it's heavier than spitting. But we're getting little bursts of rain. It'll probably chuck down, knowing my luck. Probably chuck down when it's bedtime. Yeah, I'll have to sort the camera out and stuff for that. There. Okay, so the poached chicken and garlic and onion is done. You don't need to do it so it's completely done, because it's going to cook later anyway, but just enough that it's going to suck in some flavor, and that's all good. So I'm going to take that, actually I'm going to leave that on the heat for a second while I prepare the next thing. Right, the next thing is going to need some water. So on a campfire, obviously this is harder, but I'll explain. So you're going to need, ooh, that smells. I've made a concoction here of coriander, cumin powder, so coriander powder, cumin powder, chilies, black and white pepper, and stock, chicken stock. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of water in here, so you don't need too much. I'm going to take the chicken off the heat, because that's ready. Put the water on. Now because I'm using stock powder, I guess at home you would use just liquid stock, but I'm not carrying stock all the way up here, obviously. I'm going to let that get hot, then I'm going to stir that in. Basically all it is, the stock I'm using is just an OXO cube, chicken OXO cube. There's more smoke coming from the fire now because I've added a few more logs. You can't see the fire, but it's doing well. By the time we're ready, that should be giving off some nice heat when I'm ready for dinner. So we'll let this get hot, and then we can add our stock. I might just cover the chicken so it doesn't get too cold. I had a lot of suggestions for different meals. Quite a few people actually wanted chili, different types of chili. But I like this one, chicken chili. It's just a bit different. And to have it with some, I've got some garlic bread there, but you can have just a normal crispy bread, it's fine. Don't know if you can see Bruce. No, he's tucked out. I can see the light, I can just see his face. He's having a great time. The rain is on and off. Starting up again. I don't know how much wind noise you're going to be getting. It's probably pretty horrible. Doesn't matter what you do with these microphones. There's a double wind muff on there. So there's a wind muff and a dead cat on this Rode microphone, but it just picks up the wind. Don't know what you can do about it, really. But it just lets you know just how windy it is here. It is windy. Hey Brucey, come here. Hey, Bruce, come here. Come on, come and calm down. Calm down. Come here, up here. Hey, not under my legs. What are you doing? He wants to lie out in the rain. Okay, this is getting ready. I'm sure I'm going to get inundated with comments again. You should have a raincoat. Why don't you get him a raincoat? You're awful. You obviously don't love your dog. Raincoat, honestly. You don't think I've tried? You don't think I've tried? Okay, so I've added all those spices and the stock. I'm going to squeeze I'm going to squeeze a lime in. What I need is my chopping board. Yeah, so squeeze lime juice in. Okay, so you're going to let that come to the boil. Yep. Let that come to the boil and let it simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, this smells amazing. Those spices. I put quite a bit of chili in. So usually I stop at the shop, the supermarket, on the way to the camp. So everything has to be chopped, cut and prepared here while I'm out in the middle of the bush. Now, I guess that's not too big a deal, but it's just messy. It's just more faff and more stuff you've got to then throw away in the rubbish and everything else. So my advice to you is, if you're camping and you know what meal you're going to make, have it all prepared, all ready to go, because honestly it just makes life easier. My life is all about easy, and look, I've got it all in here. I know I've got plastic bags, whatever, get over it. It's just, you know, sometimes you just have to use them. But yeah, It's easy. And I'm trying to demonstrate comfort. It's all about easy. I mean, oh, sorry, it's smoke. I mean, the easiest thing, obviously, is to make the entire thing at home and then cart it all the way up here. Which I could have done. But then you wouldn't see me cooking it. It's like that last camp I did. I made a sausage meat ragu and brought it with me. And then people were saying, well, can you show us how you made it? So that's why I've got to do it like this. I did a curry before. Done a few things. Now, funnily enough, I was actually trained as a chef. So even though my pancakes are quite legendary now for just how non-pancake they are, and even though I cut corners and everything else, I am actually trained as a chef. But I just want easy. I just want easy. And just because I'm trained as a chef doesn't mean I actually enjoy cooking all the time. To be honest, I was trained out of necessity. So it wasn't like a lifelong passion. So I can cook, I have always cooked. I just choose not to. That's all. It's not that I don't know how to, or I don't have any great recipes or anything else. I just choose not to a lot of the time. So, but for you guys, I'm cooking. And I'm cooking this one from scratch. For you guys. Man, this wind is just constant. And I know people, again, there's going to be some person commenting, oh, you should have set up another tarp as a windbreak. You're useless. Well, let me tell you this much. A windbreak is absolutely no use up here. The wind is coming from here, then it's coming from here. You can tell by the smoke. Then it's coming from here, then it's coming from here. Wouldn't make any difference. It would just turn into a massive sail. And what am I going to do? Have two windbreaks? This is, where do I stop? I might as well just cook in the tent. You know? No, this is what it is. As long as you're wearing windproof, warm gear, you got a warm, well, hot fire with hot coals, which I have now. It's fine. Just deal with it. I don't need windbreaks. And again, on the mountains, wind comes from all sorts of different directions, so there's nothing you can do about it. Now I might add just a little bit more water. Smoke. It smells so good. Oh, and there's salt in here as well. Did I mention that? No, I don't think I did. But the cumin and the coriander, oh. Obviously the chilies make all the difference. Bruce, I can see your light running back and forth. I don't know if they can see you behind the tent or not. Don't think so. He's on that side. Whereas you can see him, I guess, only if he comes out on that side. Here comes the rain again. I tell you what, even though it is windy, I have been bone dry under here. So it's not blowing in sideways or anything. It is dripping down the tent, but that was as expected. I do like this MSR tent. I have to say I do like it. The other thing I like about it is the vestibule. When you open it, it still hangs forward. I don't know if I can explain this. It hangs forward of the inner tent. So you don't get rain dripping inside on your inner tent. Again, I can't remember. I think the Hilleberg doesn't do that. So it's really strange. I don't know why all tents don't do that. Yeah. But I do like this tent. It's light. It's only 1 point. I weighed it with the tent pegs. 1.7 kilos. Okay, it's not a 4-season tent. No way. It's a 3-season tent but I have had it in the snow, and I've had it in a bit of a snowstorm, high winds, and it's coped very well. I don't know what's happened to MSR. They've changed their waterproofing methods. I don't know. A lot of complaints lately. They've done something, I'm not sure what it is. But whatever they changed, they messed up. And their reputation has tanked a bit because of that. So this was before they made those changes. So this is, Bruce, can you not hit the guy line? So this is this is a fully seam sealed tent already. Whereas I think now they don't seam seal them. I think they use this woven technology, and they give you a tube of seam sealant. So if you don't trust their stuff, you can always seam seal it yourself. I don't know why they changed. Okay. It smells so good. Oh, the smoke. Stop smoking. It's because I didn't manage to chop those pieces of wood in half. Oh well. It's doing well. Okay, I think this is now ready. That's had long enough to infuse. So what we'll do is we'll add our concoction of, making sure we don't add a load of foreign debris in there as well. So we'll add our concoction of white wine, chicken, garlic and onion. Add all that in. Yum. I definitely have made too much here, I just already know it. But I'll save some. That's the beauty of these big tubs, plastic tubs that I bought. Okay, so I've added that concoction. Yep. Now to add my beans. So I've got like a 4-bean mix and some sweet corn. Now it's so windy, but the Trangia is doing perfectly well. Just goes to show that they know what they're doing. Capsicum, or peppers, whichever country you're in, whatever you call them. It's such a colourful dish. I hope that's coming out. I can't really tell. I think it is. And last but not least, some mushrooms. And before you say it, no, I'm not Matthew Poser. I don't do smash rooms. That's his thing. I'm not about to copy him. I'm going to let him keep that. He invented it. Mushrooms. And that is it. Now what I want to do is mix this up a bit. Get it all coated. The white wine to the top. Oh, it smells so good already. Might not look like much now, but oh, you wait and see. It's so colourful. Okay, so I need to bring that to the boil and then let it simmer for about half an hour. And then take the lid off and let a lot of the moisture evaporate. So I'll put the lid on now. Lid being my saucepan, my frying pan. Oh, you gotta love this cook set. It's brilliant. And now it's pretty boring for half an hour. Gotta wait. Bruce, after this is done, I'm gonna fry up some chicken for you. Even though you can eat raw chicken. So, don't know if you're aware, but if you look at, where was I? I think I was in Canada. I was in Whistler. And we went on a sled run with some sled dogs. And sled dogs live on a very, very high protein diet. And that diet was a special high protein kibble, like Bruce has got, and raw chicken. That was it. And they loved the raw chicken. I don't know why. No idea why. Is raw chicken better for a dog than cooking it? I guess it makes no difference, does it? I mean, obviously we're not going to eat raw chicken. But you know what? In Japan, they do. They eat raw chicken. Chicken sashimi. Yeah, very common. I don't know what the risks are. I'm sure someone's going to tell me. But there is a lot of paranoia about uncooked chicken. I know that much. And I don't know if it's well founded or not. I'm assuming it is. I've always thought it was pretty gross. I've never had it myself. But when I lived there, I know lots of people who did have it. Now, my fire is cranking now. Okay, mine's done. I'm just boiling up this chicken for Bruce for his dinner. Don't know if you can see him down here with his light on. So mine is just under my plate. I've done my garlic bread. All we've got to do is Bruce's lovely chicken, and then we'll eat together at the same time. The wind has picked up. The rain is now steady. I don't know if you can hear anything. I don't know what you can hear. The wind's so strong. I can't tell if you're picking up just the wind noise or if you're picking up rain as well, or Brucey. He was going to run off there. You see him with his little light? He was going to do a runner. But he wants his dinner. One way to get him to stay is to put his dinner in the bowl. Had a big walk today and I want him to be nice and warm tonight. Just wait, Brucey. Yeah, so he's on a really high protein kibble for working dogs. You wouldn't give it to your average pet dog. It'd be bouncing off the walls. Oh, smoke! Stop smoking! I can feel mist coming in, but no rain. Gotta say, this is grim. Very grim. But the heat from the fire is nice. It really is. If I was sitting here now in these conditions without that fire, I don't know. I'd probably go in the tent because it is grim. No amount of wind breaks are going to help you here because it's just swirling left, right and center. I don't know if you can make out the rain or if you can see it coming off the tent or at the back or anything, but it is coming down now. And he is lying just on the other side of the tarp. Bruce, come on, lie down here. Here, lie down. That's a good boy. Stay here. Right, now he's under the tarp. But that's only because he's getting his nose as close as possible to his dinner. Windy. I don't have to cook this up for Bruce, but wow. I want to. And make it, it's sort of, with the water in there, it's making a chicken broth, chicken gravy. And that will all mix in with his food nicely. Yeah, this is why you have a tarp, for conditions like this. It would be nice if it wasn't windy, that's it, that's all. Again, I hope you can pick me up. It's quite bad now with the gusts of wind and the rain and dripping off the tree onto the camera and stuff like that. The camera is weather sealed, but the microphone picks up splashes and things like that. The light's not waterproof, so hopefully that doesn't break. I need a waterproof, if anyone can find me one, send me a link. A small waterproof LED floodlight for a camera, for like, you know, filming. Rain's coming now. Okay, it's properly raining now. Yep. I might just put a cover on my camera. Yeah, has that helped? I hope so. Almost ready, Bruce. I've got a water bottle beside the, just at the side of the tent there. Where did that come from? Bruce, why are you lying in the rain? Honestly, he loves the rain. I'm going to have to shout now, but whoa! You see, that's why you shouldn't lie there. Bruce has run off and hidden over there under a tree. He just got splattered. I don't know why he doesn't stay under the tarp with me. Oh, he's laid down under a tree, so he's covered anyway. I can just see his light under the tree. The cover that I put on the camera has fallen off. Might have to give up on that. Ugh. Let me grab it. I don't think that was working. Sorry if you're getting dripped on. This is just what it is when you're filming in the rain. Okay, I've got one more idea for that. Oh, that was wet. Oh, I got very wet. I don't know if you can see me, if you can see all this rain coming off the tarp. It's getting pretty torrential now. I just got soaked, but it's okay. This is a waterproof top. All right, Brucey, your dinner is ready. He's not going to come over until I call him for his dinner. Oh man, it's coming down. Right. Woo! Bruce, stop. I can see you. You're being a nightmare, aren't you? Oh, I know, you got a special dinner. Okay. This is just warm, it's not hot. Just wait, Bruce. Oh, it is hot. That needs some cold water in it. Just wait, Brucey. Just wait. So with mine, with the chili, all I need to do is stir in sour cream. I know, Bruce, it's horrible weather. Sour cream. And some cheese. Got Gouda, cracked pepper Gouda cheese here. Oh, this looks so good. Need this to warm me up. Probably not the best place for Bruce to be sitting. But I don't want him to eat too close to the fire either. So I'll probably get him to eat behind me. Stay there, Bruce. So we can eat that Can't tell if you can see. Wait, sit, stay. Okay, I think it's time to eat. Go on then, Bruce. Good boy. And here is my chicken chili. Whoa, it's coming down now. There's my chicken chili. I should point out I am bone dry. And, importantly, I'm warm. And this is a proper mountain rain. Bruce is wolfing that down. Oh my. Oh, that's very spicy. Put a lot of chili in there. That's so good. I have a bit of my garlic bread. Oh, it's a bit crispy. Oh yeah. Wow, that's so good. One thing missing. This is a Renaissance Hazy IPA. I'm shouting. I hope you can hear me. This one's to my wife, Anne, who'll be at home in the warm with the fire going, thinking, what on earth am I doing? It's nice. I think that cover that I put on top of the camera is about to fall off. Let me just fix that. Sorry, Brucey, have you finished your dinner? Let's have a look. Is it all gone? Oh no, you've still got some left. Okay. Don't get wet. I wish this smoke would stop. It's the only thing annoying me at the moment is the smoke. I don't mind the rain. The wind, whatever. I'm in fully windproof gear, it doesn't bother me. Just the smoke. Is that nice? It's very spicy. It's so good. Bruce, why are you in the rain? So he's lying under a tree. I can't turn the camera around, but he's lying under a tree, looking at his light. He's just not bothered about the rain at all. My fire is still going. You can't see it probably, but it is still going. And it's giving off a lot of heat. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on eating this. You don't need to see that. And then I'll come back to you for cigars. Bruce, why are you lying in the rain? Dinner was great. Bruce is playing out in the rain. Nightmare. It's chucking down, as you can probably hear. I'm dry. I'm actually warm now that I've had my chili. That was delicious. It was very spicy. I hope you can hear me. I'm so warm now that I don't need to sit near the fire. I'm just going to let that go out. It's cigar time. Wow. This tarp is holding up well. Yeah. No leaking. Tent's doing a great job. Everything's great. I'm warm. I'm in the rain. Not really pooling either, just a tiny bit. I was going to have a hot chocolate. Actually, I will have a hot chocolate. You put that on. I don't know if you can hear the rain splashing down here. It's pretty violent. Cheers, everybody. The only thing that would make this better is if it wasn't windy. But it comes and goes. It's not so bad. I've been in way worse. Brews! Miles away. Here he comes. Don't shake on me though. Hello. I knew you were going to shake as soon as you got here. Definitely don't want to have gear failure in conditions like this. I'll have hypothermia in no time. You've got to be dry. I can't see his light anywhere. Brews, come on. Oh, there we are. Oh, he was right there. Hello. He is soaking. You're gonna lie down now. Good boy. Good boy. I've got a special towel for him. Oh man, it's really coming down. Yeah. It's all right, Lucy. Good boy, yes. You are soaking wet. But he's at the outside of his coat. Yeah, absolutely soaking wet. But then when you just look underneath, right there, bone dry. Bone dry. It's all right. The water just, like a duck, water off a duck's back, does that to Bruce as well. You can't see him, I think, but he's lying down here. No, he doesn't like that rain falling there. There. I thought it was just going to be a little bit of rain. I had no idea it was going to be this much rain. Trangia kettle. So a subscriber from Sweden, let me just turn my chair around a bit, hang on. Oh Brucey, you don't like that rain, do you? Do you want to lie somewhere else? Let me come and lie over here. Come and lie over here. There you go. A subscriber from Sweden, you know who you are, sent me some, well, lots of goodies from Sweden. One of the goodies was this. Now I actually had to look it up to find out what it is. But it's Oh Boy hot chocolate from Sweden. Thank you from Sweden, you know who you are. Lena. That'll go well with my end of my cigar after I finish my beer. And then it will be ready, we'll be ready for bed then. It's going to take me ages to dry him off. He seems to have settled now. Now he's had his dinner, he's settled at my feet. I think it's just because I called him over. If I turn my back, I'm sure he'd run back out there again, play in the rain. Can't stop him playing in the rain, he loves it. I don't know if you can pick up this up here, the rain that comes off this when I touch it. Oh man, I'm sure I'm going to get another comment. There's someone out there, I can't remember who it was, a couple of people saying that this is fake rain. In other words, there is no rain at all, and I've just added in the soundtrack. I don't know who these people are. Look, to them, if they're watching this, I don't fake anything, okay? I'm having a shout, sorry, the wind and everything is blowing like crazy. I hike for hours, I drive for hours, I find the conditions, I plan it. There's nothing fake about being on a mountain ridge, just at the tree line, which is where we are, and having a rain event. They can get pretty hairy. Now, if I really wanted to hunker down, like Steve, I could just drop the edges. I could drop this edge right down. But I like it open. I don't like. You remember my last video? It was down, and I didn't like not being able to see. So I could drop this one right down to like here, and then that would block any wind or rain coming in that side. But maybe I'll do that before I go to bed. Man, it's coming down. Oh, here comes, I can see the rain about, here comes the pool of water coming off the tarp now. Here it comes. And oh, that wasn't much at all. It looks like there's more up there. Oh, there is. Okay, I just got the timing wrong. Oh, kettle is boiling. Haven't finished my beer yet though. You alright, Brucey? Oh. He's just lying here at my feet. He seems quite happy. And I'm happier that he's lying under the tarp. He doesn't usually do this. Right, hot chocolate time.
This is a great package of food that she sent from Sweden. I mean, all sorts of stuff. In fact, the backup meal that I have with me on this trip, the rehydrated meal, is one of those. But I will show you tomorrow what that is. I'm quite excited to try that, actually. Okay, Swedish hot chocolate. Oh boy, it's called. Smells nice. Yeah, very nice. Oh boy, hot chocolate from Sweden. Very nice. That's drinkable. Oh, I'm just going to chill out for a minute. Listen to this rain. Enjoy my hot chocolate.
Too bright. Is that too bright, Brucey? Hey? What's she doing? What are you doing? Should we take your light off? Because next is bedtime, isn't it? Come here. Let me take your light off. Yeah. Don't think there's anything there, Bruce. Come here. Brucey. Hey! There's nothing there. Come here. Here. Come on. Let me take your light off. Hang on. Oh no. No, come back here, Bruce. No. You're not getting wet now. Lie down. Good boy. That's it. Let's move your tail in. Oh, why? Why did he have to shake right there and then? Unbelievable. He's so funny. This was nice. That's definitely got me ready for bed. Maybe I should have stirred it a bit more. Or stirred it. Oh no, it's okay. It dissolved perfectly. Now, the beauty of the rain is that all your pans, you just leave them out in the rain. You just make sure you don't let Bruce go anywhere near them, because he'll be straight in there otherwise. And they're all getting cleaned perfectly. Just in case anyone thinks I'm faking rain. Not faking. So please don't say that I am. It's only 9 o'clock. Light's bright. If I go to bed at 9 o'clock, I'll be awake for ages. Maybe watch a movie. Whoa, ash. Oh, I just got caked in ash. Look at that. Oh. That's what happens when the water hits the ash. I don't know why it does that. And then the wind blows it and it just goes everywhere. Okay. That can burn off in the fire. So, do I pin this down for the night or not? I don't think so. It's holding up so well that I think I might just leave it as it is. Ah, itchy head. And I'm hot now. I'm wearing a beanie. Makes my head itch. Yeah, I'm hot now. I was warm before, but now I'm hot. What have I got on? Got a thin thermal. Got very lightweight puffer jacket, and I've got my wool extreme shirt on, which is windproof and waterproof. And I am hot. And it can only be 4 degrees centigrade. I don't know. I think the wind chill is like -5. Yeah, on the mountains. I've been up here and it's been -40 wind chill. That's really cold. But then I'm wearing a whole sort of different type of gear then. Wool doesn't cut it then. I don't wear wool then. It's got layers of down and all sorts of stuff. Wool is good. Wool is, I mean, wool is just, for, you know, bang for buck. It's not as warm as down. I've got down jackets that are 850, 900 loft, and oh, they're so warm. I didn't bring it on this trip because it's just not, you know, in the snow then I would bring it. If it was icy, snowy, cold, definitely. I don't think I would bring the wool. Also, wool is heavy. So, you know, I'm not sure that you're really getting a good bang for your buck by carrying wool. I just like this shirt. It's really thick. It's a good backup. If you get drenched, something happens to your down, the wool, even when it's wet, keeps you warm. And this is a warm shirt. This is a Swan Dry Ranger Extreme. Very warm. Now the rain has died down just for a bit. So maybe I'll just show you from the fun side what it looks like over here. Get you out of smoke. Yep, it's grim. I can even see how windy it is where the camera is. I don't know if you can hear me. You're quite a way away. You're about 5 meters away. But I can see how windy it is from the old man's beard moving around, and you can see the tarp moving. But I'm okay under here. I'm okay. He's okay. Got to dry him off, and then he can go and lie on his bed in the tent. In fact, I might do that now. Bruce, come here. Come on. Here. Let's dry you off. Oh, is that nice? Oh, is that nice? Is that nice? So this is a yoga towel. I don't know what it's for. I think it's for hot yoga. Sweaty men. I'll tell you what, it's really soaking it up. It's amazing. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, is that nice? Is that nice? Okay. Shake, Bruce. Shake. Good boy. Come here. Hey, come here. It's bedtime. Come here.
Like, wait. Okay. Okay. That's better.
Let me show you, Brucey.
He's tucked in. Aren't you, Bruce? Hey. All ready for bed. Right, I'll come back to you at bed when we're both tucked in. We're in bed. He's comfy. I haven't brought his wool blanket with him this time because it's just so heavy. He's on his mat, and this is his blanket from home that he sleeps on usually. So he's very familiar with it. And it's not because he's cold that I've got him covered. No. It's because he's wet. And if you've never had a wet dog in a tent, it's pretty grim. And I have dried him as much as I can, and his eyes are closed, so he's already sparked out. He's had a great day. Yeah, he's comfortable with this bed, with this blanket. It's got his scent on it. He is under there, honestly. And he's nice and warm. And it's just started coming down again out there. Spraying from one side, you can just about hear it. It's going to get heavy again, I've got a feeling. I love this tent. So much space. You can sit up end to end. Its vertical walls are amazing. I love this design, I really do. And because they've got these vertical walls, your sleeping bag doesn't touch the end. Even if you're, 6 foot something. Doesn't touch the end. And this is a max pad. Max pad. It's a max wide pad, and there's still loads of room. Okay, it is a 2-man tent, but I do love it. I've never had a leaking issue with this ever. The bathtub floor, everything. I love it. It's a fantastic tent. I can see it's soaked on the outside, but it's bone dry inside. Yeah. It's got a lot of mesh, I have to say, which is what makes it 3-season. But it's still fine. I've never been cold, really cold in this tent. The mesh is so fine that the wind doesn't seem to come through. But obviously you can't trap lots of heat in here like you can with the Hillberg or any other 4-season tent. With my Hillberg Steiker, you can cover up all of the mesh panels. So if you get really cold, you just hunker down like Steve and get nice and warm. But I'm pretty warm in here now. Once I get under my quilt, I'll be very warm. So the rain has just started again. He's ready to sleep. The eyes are closed. Brucey, Bruce. Hey. Oh, so you were fibbing. Who's this? Can you see? Hey. Don't strokes. Is it bedtime? I'm gonna curl up for bedtime. Good boy. I know. Oh, stretch. Now I hope you're gonna stay in your bed tonight. He has a habit of dragging one of my shirts. I don't know why. Maybe it's the scent. I don't know. And then ending up with his face on it. He's such a character. He really is. Bless him. He's not even preening himself, which he usually does when he's wet. So but I've dried him pretty well. That yoga towel is amazing. Just soaked up all the moisture off him. Yeah. Much better than a heavy cotton towel. Yeah, and it's not cold, the floor, at all. But I have got him on his own sleeping pad. Although he's choosing only to half lie on it. If he got cold, he'd let me know. He'd turn around and fidget and curl up. But he's not even fetal. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. It's been a fun night. It's been a fun walk up here. That was great. It's hard. Oh my god, it was hard. I was drenched.
but to go to sleep listening to the rain and the wind is nice. I've got the vents open. Probably don't need to, but because I've got a wet dog in here, it's worth doing. Again, I can't reiterate enough, I love this tent. I've had this in all sorts of weather, but I've had it in horrendous downpours, horrendous. And it's been perfect, absolutely bone dry. In heavy wind like this, it would be nice to have the 4-season tent, but my Steiker is just over 4 kilos. You know, this is a long, hard slog up here, and every gram counts. So I decided against it. Go with the MSR. All right, everybody. It's been a nice day, nice evening, great food, chili chicken, lovely hot chocolate, great cigars and great beers. So unless something major happens in the middle of the night, I'll see you in the morning for coffees and breakfast. Night, everybody. And thanks for coming along. You gonna say night night, Brucey? Bruce? Alright. I can hear rain outside, but I can hear... Oh, I can hear water going into the pans. Okay, night everybody.
It's 2 o'clock, 2:30. It's been raining quite a lot. Just woke up for a bit. He thinks it's time to get up, but it's not. Well, I don't know when it's going to stop raining. But there's a real test of the gear and the tent. Sun's drying up. No leaking anywhere. And there's no condensation, which is amazing considering I've got a wet dog in here as well. Try to get back to sleep. Oh, 3 o'clock. The one of the guy lines for the tarp just came undone. This almighty swoosh of water hit that side of the tent. It was just flapping. Oh, so I had to go out there and fix that. Yeah, that was grim having to get out of the tent. But at least it stopped raining. I didn't have to do it in the rain. But the ground outside is saturated. It's really wet out there. It was very squelchy. Hopefully it will stop raining now. Fingers crossed. Alright. Try to get back to sleep. Morning, everyone. Rough night. Morning, Brucey. Morning. Oh, you're dry. I don't know if you can see him. Come and lay down here. There you go. You smell like the forest. Yes, you do. You smell like the forest. Morning. I know you had a good sleep. Why are you crying? Are you happy? Morning. Yeah, I was a rough sleep. Just up and down. Thank you for my kisses. And then I had to go out and deal with the tarp and the noise of the rain. It was so loud. Thank you for my kisses. Yeah, it was so loud that you're all dry. There's a little pour in there. I was warm, definitely warm, even though it was cold in here. Are you coming onto the bed with me? Such a lovely greeting in the morning, isn't it? You love mornings, don't you? You smell like the forest. You really do. It's so funny. You smell like beech trees. Yeah, he stayed wrapped up pretty much all night, which is why he's so dry now. The blanket really dried him off. And then he shook the blanket off, I don't know, sometime this morning. I think the camera's a bit foggy. Right, it's time to face the day. I know it's going to be squelchy outside. It rained all night. In fact, it was just raining just a minute ago. It doesn't seem to be windy, although I can hear wind in the trees in the distance, but out here it seems to be pretty calm. I think I definitely need coffee. What do you need, Brucey? What do you need? He needs kisses and things. Okay. Right. Catch you outside for coffees.
It's almost ready. Someone commented, one of my subscribers said, hey, why don't you just put the coffee bags in the kettle? And then you can have multiple drinks. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. So I am putting the coffee bags in the kettle. I'd love to be able to remember people's names and who gives me suggestions and stuff like that, but I just can't. I am absolutely rubbish with names. It's not a thing of respect. I'm just useless with names, always have been. I can't remember who says what. It's like the comments. I do try and respond to all comments. The trouble is, the way YouTube works, the way the studio works, where I get a notification if someone's left a comment, I don't get a notification once I've responded to that comment. The easiest way to respond to YouTube comments is when there's a toggle settings to say basically if I haven't responded, these are the ones I haven't responded to yet. But when someone replies to my reply, I don't get any notification, so I don't know that they've done that. So people are asking me things after I've replied and I just don't know. And if there's 1,000 comments, there's no way I'm going to find it ever again. So if I reply to your comment and you want to ask me another question or further question on top of that, the best bet is to make a new comment. Otherwise I won't see it. There's just too many comments for me to go through to try and find them. And I really appreciate the comments, which is why I try and respond. It's a shame you can't see Bruce. He's just lying under the tree looking at this blank spot. Brucey, come here. What are you doing over there? Oh, the ground is squelchy. He's lying out in the rain. You happy? Hey, you happy? What have you seen? There's nothing there. There isn't. You gonna go and play? Well, he's happy. His tail's wagging. It's cold, isn't it, Brucey? You're not cold, are you? You don't feel the cold ever. It's true. He never gets cold. It is cold. He's so warm. He was dry. Well, he's bone dry under his the surface, but he really dried up and got warm in the tent, which meant that everything else probably got covered in his juices. I know. Whoa! What was that? I hope that wasn't an exploding coffee bag. Let me check. I think it was just part of the blooming. Yeah. Oh, I'm so desperate for my coffee. Come on. Let's get there. getting there. I mean, if I could be bothered, I could break these open and just do cowboy coffee. But while they're intact, I'll live with it. Bruce is such a scavenger. Don't know if you can see him. See, it's this drizzle, this on and off rain. As I said, I'd rather no wind and heavy rain than this breeze, cold breeze and drizzle. I am warm though. Got all my layers on, so it's not a big deal. The fire is dead, soaked through. I haven't got any wood left anyway, and I'm not going to go traipsing around looking for wood now, because we'll be heading off after breakfast anyway. I just want my coffee. Now, what I'm actually going to do is cheat a bit. Well, it's not that I'm cheating. I'm not being a purist. I'm not just going to have black coffee this morning. I'm having an oat latte. But you know what? There's like a microgram of coffee in these things. Not enough for me. So what I do is I pour my brew bag coffee into that coffee, so I get a good hit. And it just tastes much better. Just before I came, so this is interesting. Just before I came on this trip, and I haven't had time to deal with it, I left a comment. A subscriber who happens to be on Instagram, again, sorry I don't know your name, but thank you so much. He found my most watched video. I don't know what it's got, 700,000, something like that. He found someone else had downloaded the whole thing and put it out as their own video. Channel called Camping Lover. Nothing in the description. Just pimping out my stuff. Now I have Creative Commons attribution on mine, so you have to get permission to do that, and you have to leave a message where you got it. But nothing. Just stole it. Made it out as if it's his own video. Honestly. So I've got to inform YouTube. So if anyone ever sees anything like that, and this was a channel called Camping Lover, I think I had like 14 subscribers. But if anyone sees one of my videos out there that's not on my channel, please let me know. And I'll get YouTube on it. Okay. That's seeped long enough. Oh. So ready for this coffee. Oh. Cheers, everybody. I did just see Bruce somewhere. I think he's over there, isn't he? I can't tell. Are you over there, Bruce? Where are you? Good boy. Oh, the ground's so squelchy. Oh, that's nice. Nothing like a hot drink to warm you up when it's grim. I was hoping the sun would come out this morning. Then I could ditch the tarp and just sit out. But no, I've got to sit under the tarp. Now, breakfast is pancakes. I hope I've left enough water. I might not have done actually. But then there's too much in here to have anyway, and I bought a spare tub to put it in. Now I've got to find the tub. Was it a tub or a bag I bought? Oh, it was a bag I bought. Sorry. There you go. I only want about half this mixture. That should be enough. Actually, it might be too much as well. Buttermilk pancakes, Brucey. Just the one. Just give me some energy to get down the hill. So it's about, took me 3 hours to get here. I reckon I can get back in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Hopefully. Oh no, this bag's got a leak in it. That means I'm going to have to put that over here and put it in another bag. Right. The legendary pancakes. Another tip from someone said, don't put all the water in at the same time. Huh. Thank you to that person. You were right. Although saying that, now it's clumped up at the top. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I'm desperate for a pancake as well. Who would have thought I would have been so desperate for pancakes? Especially given my track record of rubbish pancakes. Let's just top this up. Oh, pancake time, here we go. What's gonna happen? So I've got the simmer ring on because, well, you know me. Burn them to high hell. Now, thank you to everyone that contacted Trangia about the last time when I said about non-stick pans. You cannot find a Trangia non-stick pan anywhere. I emailed them and nothing. They responded and said, yeah, you need a non-stick pan or use loads of butter. I said, well, can I get a non-stick pan? No response. So even though I wanted to buy one, I can't find one. I don't know what's going on with all this gear. In Sweden, there's nothing. Hillberg, sold out. No tents at all. Nothing coming till end of July, apparently. Trangia, no spare parts. No, nothing. So what's happening? Is it just that everyone went nuts after lockdown with camping and they couldn't keep up? Or is there a lockdown in Sweden that shut the businesses down? It's got to be something like that, because this just seems to be a Sweden problem. And they are both from Sweden. I think Trangia's from Sweden. So yeah, I'm really confused about that. What's going on out there? Come on, Sweden, you're better than this. Give me a pan. Right. So someone said more butter this time. So let's go for it. Actually, Trangia said loads of butter. We'll stop that from happening. Not oil, butter. We shall see. I mean, this is loads of butter. Loads. But okay. Trangia, if they know what they're talking about. Okay, and this time maybe I won't put as much mix in. It's just, I don't want to make multiple pancakes. I just want to make one big pancake. Don't I, Brucey? One big pancake, that's what we want, isn't it? We don't want multiple pancakes. Do we? You can't have any pancakes. You've had your breakfast and you've had extra. Everything is drenched, Bruce. Yes, it is. You putting on a show for all of your YouTube followers, Brucey? Brucey doing his own thing as usual. Right. What I really want to do is just wedge this up slightly. That work? There you go. Now it's level. It's nice having him here. Maybe I didn't get the pan hot enough before as well. The last few times I've done it. Like meat, the pan has to be super hot. Okay, that's all starting to bubble now. And I've got the simmer ring on so it doesn't burn. Famous last words. Okay, moment of truth. I want a large pancake. I'm going large. I know you meant to leave a gap and blah blah blah, but I want a big pancake. I don't want to make multiple pancakes. Oh, and the butter is coming up the side actually, so I should be able to get the spatula in underneath it. Let's go for it. Come on. It wouldn't be one of my videos if the pancake came out really, really well. Would it? You didn't sign up to watch perfect pancakes in the country, in the bush. You signed up to watch me getting it wrong. Tell you what, last night's chili chicken was absolutely delicious. Oh, it was so stuffed after that. I didn't need anything, even though I didn't have dessert anyway, but nothing else after that. I need another one of those. That was tasty. Yeah, whoever that was that wrote in and said, put the coffee bags in the kettle. Thank you for that. Good suggestion. I followed your command. Oh. Look at that, coffee out the kettle. See, I'm used to doing that with cowboy coffee. And if you don't know what cowboy coffee is, Google it. although I've always found the instructions on some of those don't work. Or you can just go and watch my video where I'm hammock camping by a river, testing 2 different hammocks. I do a pretty detailed video of it there. The important thing with Cowboy Coffee is the grinds must be fine. You can't use the normal filter coffee stuff that's like slightly bigger, thicker. It needs to be a fine grind, really does. In fact, I use almost an espresso grind to make Cowboy Coffee. It works perfectly. But if the grinds are too thick, they won't sink to the bottom. They'll just keep floating around. So good quality, fresh espresso ground coffee to make Cowboy Coffee. And yeah, just watch that video of me reviewing 2 hammocks. So it's, what is the date today? I think it's like 14th or 15th of June, something like that. What is it? 13th. 13th of June. So in New Zealand, this is the start of winter. Yeah. In about a month's time, I could come up here, set up in this exact same spot, just like this, and then have 3 feet of snow. Is that something you want to see? I'll tell you what, that would be different gear. And a different setup. You couldn't have this tarp set up like this when it's bucketing down with snow. You'd have to set it up as a lean-to, but a pitched roof like this A-frame roof won't work. It'll just load up unless you have it at a really steep angle. But as I told you, I don't like that because I like to look out like this. This is beautiful. Look at where I am. Look at these trees, the colors. It's absolutely stunning. Something tells me this is going to stick again, no matter how much butter I put in here. Oh, so yeah, I couldn't get it a non-stick pan. So what I found was, I'm waiting for it to arrive on Amazon, was a GSI folding handle pan. It's not going to be as light as the Trangia, but it is bigger, I think, than the Trangia. It's got a proper handle already on it that folds over. So fingers crossed that will do the trick, and then I can bring that out in future. Because I'm actually not a big fan of this pan. The saucepans are great, but this frying pan, yeah, not a huge fan. So if I can use a different pan, then great. This is good as a lid. It really is good as a lid. But the aluminium, yeah, it doesn't like the scraper either. This really sticks in on it, digs in on it. I hope he's entertaining you while I'm just talking nonsense. You entertaining them, Brucey? They can't see you now, I don't think. You have to come over here. Hey? No? He's just here. Just off camera. I know it's Brucey that you will want to watch. So I'll turn the camera so you can see him. And now you can see him. He knows I'm cooking something. Such a good boy, aren't you? He's still dry. Amazing. Not a lot happening with the pancakes. There's some little bubbles coming up. Yeah, I like to use this time to talk about subscriber comments. Someone commented they want more close-ups of me cooking the food. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. It's not a cooking show. The cooking is secondary to the camping experience, so You can watch me cooking, and I'm telling you what I'm doing, but you don't need to see a close-up of it. It's zoomed in constantly on the food. It is not a cooking show. I'll leave that to others. I think Matthew Poser does a great job of that. So you can watch Matthew's close-ups of his stuff, which is, you know, looks fantastic. I love his, can't remember what it is, creamy stuff with prawns and things. But yeah, that's his thing, and I'm not going back and forth the camera to zoom in on food, because I don't think anyone's really watching here just to look at how I make some dishes. You get the general idea of what's happening. It's not that I'm lazy, it's just that's not my thing. I'm trying to think of some other comments. Oh! Hopefully, it will arrive in time for my next video, and I'll mention him then. But a subscriber has made like a head trinket for me and Bruce, and it looks amazing. Anyway, so waiting for that to arrive, and then I'm going to give him a big shout out for that. It looked fantastic, and he spent ages on this thing. The guy is an artist. So yeah, can't wait to show you that. He's I can't remember what his channel is, but it will all come out. He's a head maker, something like that. I don't know. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. But wait till you see what he's produced. It looks fantastic. Really does. I can get the spatula in here, no problem. Oh, there's mountains of butter under this thing. Mountains. That is nowhere near cooked at the bottom. You want slow and steady? I think slow and steady is good, isn't it? Well, it's not sticking. I'll tell you that much. So, could they be right over at Trangia about this? What I'm going to do is just move this way a bit. So, the lovely lady in Sweden sent me that delicious hot chocolate. She sent me a whole load of stuff just to show me what they're producing out. I think it's some of it's Swedish, some of it's Norwegian. I don't know. So I always carry a backup meal, basically backup day of food, and it's rehydrated. It's your emergency rations, basically. You get snowed in, you know, rained in, you get injured, something like that. You got to set up camp, and you got an extra day. So I always carry an extra one. It's always loaded with calories. And easy to do, and you could also just use cold water to mix it up. So she sent me a whole bunch of these different brands. This one is called Real Termat, and it's pulled pork with rice, 547 calories. Is that right? Per portion. Yeah, how many portions are in here? I think this is one portion. Yeah. So that's huge. I can't actually wait to taste it, but it will only be really if it's an emergency, or I'm going into an extra day, or I need to do some ultra light packing. But she sent me a whole load of these. I'm really keen to try them. Looks great from the picture. So yeah, it's Real Termat. Pulled pork with rice, gluten-free, lactose-free, milk-free. I can't work out. I think this is Norwegian. I'm pretty certain this is Norwegian. So yeah, look that up, Real Termat, and you tell me if it's good before I have it. I won't be needing it today, but that was my backup meal, just in case. All right, how are we getting on here? I'm seeing some progress. Bit of sizzling butter. Not bad. Okay. I have totally overloaded this. There's a bit of sticking. A bit of sticking. We knew that was going to happen. Just knew it. Now, obviously, I don't get send much at all. Because, yeah, it's New Zealand. We're miles away. It's much easier. Because I've got so many followers in the States, it would obviously be easier to be sent stuff there to try out. But being in New Zealand, it's just too far. So don't worry about it. I don't mind. Someone in Moldova has sent me some brandy that's on its way. I am going to savor that on a video with some cigars. So he'll get a shout out when that arrives. Someone in America, I think someone in Texas was sending me some cigars from a friend of his. I'm not sure if they're on the way or not. I can't remember. I can hear Bruce, but I can't see him. I'm trying to think of some other comments. I should have written them down. Subscriber comments to answer. Oh, is it Linda? Someone keeps asking me from the States, has asked multiple times, and I've replied so many times now. I'm not going to reply anymore. I don't know if she's just joking, but asking me if there's any bears here or grizzly bears. Okay, so let's clear this up. Finally, New Zealand has no dangerous predators whatsoever. Not one. There's not a single snake in New Zealand. Even the zoos aren't allowed to have snakes. So no snakes in New Zealand. None. There are no bears. There are no wolves, no coyotes, no rabid wild dogs. What other predators? No cougars, mountain lions, nothing. Nothing. All the four-legged creatures in New Zealand, like deer, tar, which are mountain goats, just normal goats, sheep, cows, everything. Everything was introduced. They're not native at all. Which brings me to the next point. I did some hunting videos years ago. So I did hunt. I haven't hunted for a while, I'll be honest. I haven't hunted for a few years. Now here's the thing. It's not hunting for the sport or the fun of it. Deer and tar, they were introduced into this country by the early settlers for meat. And they were released into the wild to do their thing. And they have done their thing. Now, because there are no predators in New Zealand, no predators, the deer will go, well, if they're not controlled, they will just go nuts. And they decimate the forests. Which means that the native species, the birds, all their habitat is getting eroded by deer. Pigs, as well, the wild pigs. None of these are native. They must be culled. They have to be. You can't just leave them to go nuts, because then there will be no bird life in New Zealand. So you've got to choose one life over another. Well, the birds had the right. They were here first. Okay, we as humans introduced these species, deer, pigs, goats, everything else. And it's our responsibility to make up for that and to get rid of them and to cull them and to control them, at least get rid of them where we can. The most humane way to do that is to shoot them. It's over, quick, boom. Poisoning them is a slow, horrible death. Yes, you could put loads of poison out. There's this thing here called 1080. You'll have to look it up. But that's one of the only ways to get rid of them en masse, unless everyone goes out culling. So look, do all animals have the right to live? Of course, but you've got to make a call, a judgment call. The native species of New Zealand need help. They're crying out for help. You should be able to hear so much bird life here right now. But they've been decimated. Because of the forest erosion, because of the introduction of wasps. What idiot brought wasps, German wasps into this country? I don't know, yellow jackets. But Nelson Lakes, where I am now, has the highest concentration of wasps in the world. And again, decimates the bird life. So I'm not going to apologize for hunting and culling to help the native species. Sorry, I'm just not going to apologize for that. I'm saying sorry, but I'm saying sorry for the fact that I'm not going to apologize. You know what I mean? So look, I love animals. I mean, look at Brucey, and I love looking at deer. I honestly do. I like photographing them. I like looking at the binoculars. They're so majestic and beautiful, but they must be controlled. It's okay for you in Europe or in America to say, oh, you got to leave them. You shouldn't hunt them or kill them or whatever. You've got natural predators there. We don't have that. If you don't have the natural predators, it all gets out of control. And they'll decimate the forest, and the poor birds, they need our help. And I'm sorry, I love the sound of birds. I do anything I can to bring that bird life back to New Zealand. If that means going out and shooting some deer or shooting some goats and stuff like that, or pigs, then that's what's got to be done. Someone has to do it. Yeah, someone has to do it. I'm not doing it for the meat. Doing it to help the birds because it needs to be done. So let's not keep going over this subject of you know, predators in New Zealand. There are none. And that's why the birds need our help. Rant over. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't have a rant, would it? Now, slow and steady on this pancake seems to be doing the trick. There doesn't seem to be a lot of sticking. But I've said that every time, haven't I? And it's been stuck solid underneath. This would all be a lot easier if Trangia would just send me a non-stick pan. Considering how many people have watched me use a Trangia, do you know how many people, how many views of me using a Trangia stove? I think there have now been over 2 million views of me using a Trangia stove to cook. And I've had countless comments where people have ordered a Trangia stove because of my videos or have asked me where to get them. But does Trangia appreciate that and send me a non-stick pan out of their stock? No. Thanks, Trangia, for nothing. Maybe I should switch allegiance. Maybe Trangia don't care because they've got so many other people using them. I never asked for anything. I even offered to buy the thing, but they didn't. I'm sure they've got one in stock that they, you know, back order whatever stock that they could send me. I'll pay for it, but they're not even offering. So whatever. That's not exactly great customer service for someone that's marketing your product for nothing. Don't let that stop you buying a Trangia stove, though. They're great. After all that, they are great. So I thoroughly recommend you go and buy one. I get no kickback at all, believe me. I don't get kickback on anything because I don't want it. I don't want the money. I don't want to be beholden to anyone. Oh, so my last video, Nature Hike sent me a tent. Well, they contacted me. They said, can we collaborate? The Nature Hike is a massive, it's probably the biggest manufacturer of camping gear now in the world, and they're Chinese, and all their stuff is produced in a massive factory. And they're just pumping out products. And they've got all these collaborators on YouTube, just constantly, Nature Hike, cloud up, cloud tent, blah, blah, blah. Because they send them to you for free and say, can you do a video on it? So they sent me this message. I said, sure, okay, I'll test it. I said, send me this one. And it was the cloud tunnel tent. And I tested it in my last video. It was not a good quality product. It was flawed. And I've looked at some, I've tried to scour the internet to find some other comments on this tent. And sure enough, yeah, there were problems with that tent. I took it back home and I thought, have I done something wrong? And I pitched it up again. No, it is flawed. And I put it on a dead flat surface and I still couldn't get the thing taut. Some subscriber, or I don't even think she's a subscriber, she left a pretty nasty comment saying I'm incompetent if I can't make the tent work. Let me tell you something. It's because of people like me testing this stuff that we find out that these products are flawed and that they'll just sell you any old rubbish. Anyway, I contacted Nature Hike. I emailed him back. Can't remember his name. I said, look, I'm sorry. I tested it and I think you should recall it. It's an awful product. But look, the video's up there. Hey, the pillow was great. Because the pillow was great. Now, do you know what Nature Hike's response was? Leave a comment. What do you think their response was? I'll tell you in a minute. Leave a comment and you tell me what you think Nature Hike, this great big Chinese company that has got, oh my God, you look how many YouTubers are reviewing Nature Hike products because they're getting the products for free. They're collaborating with Nature Hike. You tell me what you think their response was. It's stuck. Trangia, it's stuck. Please send me a flipping... It's stuck. I used tons of butter. Yeah, it's stuck. Ay, ay, ay. Butter didn't work either. No. No, definitely stuck. Okay, we've got pancake mush again. I'm just going to go for it and mush it all up. It's stuck worse than last time when I used oil. Oh my gosh, it's worse than oil. Trangia, butter was rubbish. Unless it's because it's New Zealand butter. Oh, it's completely stuck. What a mess. I should have just bought oil instead. I need a simmer ring. It's stuck, yeah, and a bit burnt and crispy. But we already know I love the burnt crispy bits. This is what you sign up for. You knew this was going to happen. Everybody knew it was going to happen. Didn't you? Oh dear. Oh. This is going to be my reputation now. Did I say last night that I'd been trained as a chef? Yeah. Take that with a pinch of salt, why don't you? Yeah. In a professional kitchen, you've got all the right gear. And actually, I cook eggs and stuff like that. I don't even need non-stick. I do use very good pans. Stainless pans. Very heavy. You're not going to carry all that up here, believe me. Right, so that's stuck and has turned into a big congealed mess again. Did you comment about Nature Hike? Guess what their response was? Nothing. Didn't reply. Not interested. I guess I've blown that relationship. Oh dear. No response. What sort of a company doesn't respond? Do you think they went away and watched the video? Saw that I trashed the product and then just said, well, we're not working with them again. That should tell you everything you need to know about Nature Hike. They don't care. I'm having another rant, but they don't care. That should tell you everything you need to know. These huge companies like Nature Hike, who are in China, are trying to dominate the industry, trying to own the whole thing, at the expense of smaller cottage industry companies like Hilberg, or even MSR isn't that huge. They're owned by Cascade Designs. You've got other tent manufacturers, Van Gogh and stuff like that. And they do respond. They do respond to emails. They do respond to complaints. Nature Hike, nothing. So, I don't know if other channels are going to tell you that or have had the same experience. The one guy I trust out there to do reviews is Luke on the Outdoor Gear Review. What I'll do is I'll mention him in the description. Give him a mention. See if he gets the notification. And if anyone knows him, contacts him, ask him. Let him know that I'm curious. Does Nature Hike respond to him? Because he's tested a couple of tents now for them. I'm assuming they sent them to him. He didn't go out and buy those ones. I want to know what his feedback is about them. Yeah. But that's it for me with Nature Hike. If that's the way they're going to be, no response at all, when I've pointed out some serious flaws in that product should be recalled. Then if that's what they're going to do, is no response, then no thanks. Not going to touch them barge pole. On that note, I've ordered another Hilberg. That's right. Now again, this was down to a subscriber comment. He said, oh, I've got 3 Hilleberg tents. So I did the review of all the different tents. And I said my MSR was my favorite, which, you know, because it's all round, it's light, and it was cheap, comparatively. And he said, oh, I've got a Hilleberg Una. You should try that. It's an awesome tent. And I was like, So I did lots of checking. And I thought, well, I need a lighter tent than my Hilleberg Steiker. It's so heavy, 4 kilos. And that's going to be for heavy, heavy snow loads. But for other 4-season conditions where it's not going to be heavy snow, but high winds and stuff like that, I wanted a better tent than the MSR. It was, you know, more stable. I know this thing flexes under the wind and it's kind of a bit scary. So it was a toss-up, and I needed it to be lighter. It's a toss-up between the Hilleberg Namage and the Hilleberg Una. Now the Una is basically, it's like a Steiker or a Solo without a vestibule, no vestibules. So it's a solo tent. They're classifying it as a solo one-man tent. But because it doesn't have a vestibule, it's actually much, much wider. I think the width inside is 110 centimeters, 1.1 meters. Now, for a solo tent, that's massive inside. Really huge. So, I've ordered that. Now, the reason I need that extra width is because of Brucey, who is now on this side. Now that I've turned the camera that way, he's now lying here. He does not cooperate. Bless him. So the Una. So yeah, there's no vestibule. What you can do is if you need some cooking space or whatever and the weather's really awful, you just unhook bits of the inner tent and then you can cook there or store your stuff there. And the other beauty of the Una is it uses the exact same poles as the Steiker. Now, except thinner. So the Una poles, I think, are 9 mil. The Steiker poles are 10 mil. So if I'm coming up to the tops in really rough conditions, I can either swap the poles around and use the 10 mil Steiker poles, or if I think it's going to be really, really bad, I can use both poles, 9 and 10 mil. So the Una uses just 2 poles. Very simple design, should be very quick to put up. The Steiker takes a long time to put up, and it's a very complicated 3-pole system. But the Una just uses 2 poles through the sleeves. Poles aren't exposed, unlike the Steiker. So, again, no stock. I contacted Hilleberg. Fantastic people. Shannon in the States, I think her name is, at Hilleberg, said they've got one in stock. So if I click on the back order, they'll send me that one, green one. So I've ordered that. And I'm hoping that will be a fantastic tent. What did it weigh? 2.3 kilos? Yeah. I'm probably going to swap the pegs out to use my lightweight pegs, so that will reduce some of the weight. So yeah, excited about that tent, I am. And we'll test that as soon as it arrives. Of course, I need a notification from them that it's actually on its way. I've made a complete cock up of this. Shouldn't have listened to Trangia. Should have gone with my oil, because the butter has actually slowed the process down. That didn't work at all. It smells good though. What a mess I've made. They are fluffy, but I want it to be a bit more cooked than this. Oh dear. It's all going according to plan, isn't it, Brucey? Ah, the familiar smell of burning pancake. I think I might have to just eat those in the pan. Hello. Yeah, this didn't go according to plan again. Now I'm going to eat these right out of the pan. What a mess. I've turned the camera so you can see Brucey. Oh, he's behind me. I couldn't see him. Bruce, what are you doing? Hang on, come around this way, look. Rest around here. Because I've moved the camera now for everyone to see you. Come over here. No, away from the Trangia. Go on. Go and look over there. What's over there? What's that? Go and have a look. No, Bruce. No, this is mine. You've had yours. And you had a lot. More than usual. Okay, crispy pancakes. Another fail. Still in search of the perfect way to do pancakes in a non-stick pan. Okay, but these are cooked. And fluffy. Or doughy. No, fluffy. Oh my gosh, when am I going to learn? Just give up. Here's your close-up. Someone said, I want a close-up. There we go. You got your close-up. Wish granted. Oh. Let's take the simmer ring off. Okay. We have maple syrup. Oh, that fit in perfectly, didn't it? He's only here now because I'm eating. He wouldn't hang around with me otherwise. Greedy guts. Right, we're going double maple this time. Let's do it. Oh yeah. The good stuff. Right, let's put the Trangia out because we've got no more water. We're not cooking anything anymore. There's no more coffees to have anyway. Okay. Bon appetit. Bon appetit, everyone. Look at this mess. I'm a trained chef. It's still delicious. It tastes exactly as it should. What's the name of the to my American subscribers, there's if you've ever been to San Diego, there's a famous pancake shop there. I went there every day when I was there. Beautiful pancakes. Can someone tell me what the name of that is? It's not House of Pancakes. It's not one of those things. Anyway, San Diego, brilliant pancake shop where they queue out the door. They'd be proud of these. How are you doing, Brucey? You good? He's happy. I just had a look on the other side of this ridge. There's water going all the way down it. So it must have really come down last night. I thought it did. I actually had earplugs in at one point. It was so loud. Tasty. I don't care what they look like. It is overcast and pretty cold, pretty grim, but I've got hot food, I'm bone dry, I'm warm, and I'm listening to some birds, and I've got Brucey with me. Perfect. It's a Darling Buds in May reference. So now I've got all my components for the Amok hammock. I can't remember how you pronounce it. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's an Amok hammock. Look it up. A-M-O-K. And you lie a different way. It's the exact opposite to a normal hammock. And so I've got a tarp for that from them, which I bought. I haven't been given anything. The pad for it and the hammock itself. I'm going to test that next in one of my favorite spots down by the stream. I love that spot. It's just so beautiful, and by the listening to the stream, and to me that's camping. That's so nice. This is hard work getting up here. This is hiking with a camp. I don't video the hike because it's just a slog in all of this sort of bush. Whereas that is actual camping. So I'll be doing that one next. Hopefully I can time it that there'll be some rain for you. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with Bruce when I'm in the hammock. Because he can't come in the hammock. It's just too big. And he's always too wet. I'd be soaked. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I wish there was a lightweight product. Ideally, maybe some subscribers can search for me. Like a... now the thing is, Bruce runs wild. I mean, he doesn't like being cooped up. He really doesn't. He wants to be free. He wants to look out. He puts up with being in the tent because I'm in there with him. If I wasn't in there with him, I'd probably destroy it trying to get out. So, like a doggy tent? I don't know. But I want something windproof, waterproof. It doesn't have to be waterproof because I can put it under the tarp. But definitely windproof. And that I can then I can attach a lead to him and tie him off against the tree or something, so I don't have to worry about him at night time running around. I have let him do that before because he's used to doing that anyway, but I just feel more comfortable if I knew he was secure and had a dry place. He's so handsome. Look at the way he's sitting there. Aren't you, Bruce? You handsome. You handsome boy. Yeah, so I'm on the lookout for a product like that. It's so difficult in New Zealand to get anything like that. Also, I'd really like to be able to get a proper warm, for him, waterproof... Well, does it have to be waterproof? I guess so. Synthetic sleeping bag. But the only problem with that is I know he's going to try and wriggle out of that. He hates being covered up. So that's why I always carry blankets for him, because I know he's going to kick them off, and he'll kick a sleeping bag off, definitely. He won't like being restrained, contained like that. So I'm on the lookout. This is the thing, when you take a dog with you camping, you got to think of the dog first. You got to carry a lot of extra stuff. You'd be surprised. In conditions like this, you'd be surprised how much gear you have to carry just because you got the dog with you. And always have a medical kit, a doggy medical kit, just in case as well. It's just basic stuff, but you can ask your vet what to put in it. So I'm going to finish off these pancakes and I'll come back to you after that. Well, I'm struggling to finish the pancakes. I moved the camera
Give you another perspective. Last bite, I think. Then I might have to let Bruce have the rest and clean out the pan. He does a great job of that. Oh man, he's gonna love these bits, crumbs that are left. Oh. You think I should let him have it? Yeah, he's had pancakes before. Come on then. Sit. Sit. Wait. Oh, no, no. Come around here. Around. Good boy. Wait. Sit. So everybody can see how good you are. Go on then. I'm stuffed. That was a lot of pancake. Hope you can hear me over there. Yeah, that was a lot of pancake. So let me know in the comments what you think of my setup. You like it? It'd be nice to be even more shielded from the wind though. But beggars can't be choosers. If you want a beautiful spot, and I do love this spot, I can look at the mountains behind. You can't see them now because everything's covered in cloud. But I just love this forest. It's so peaceful. He's gonna get his teeth into it now. You watch. Like that. Right, I'm gonna make a prediction that this pan is going to end up all the way over by that tree. He is a brilliant dishwasher. See, Bruce likes the crispy bits too. You know what? It stopped raining. I think I'm going to take the tarp down because I've got to get ready to pack up anyway. So let's get the tarp down. Let's get some light under here. He did a pretty good job of cleaning that pan. Oh, might just sit for a minute. Wow. This ground is absolutely sodden. Oh, my hands are cold. Woo. Oh, it's nice having the tarp, managed to get rid of the tarp and just having a look up. Beautiful. So I'm right by a trail here, by a track, but I know there's no one else coming on here. Not at this time of year, not this high up. Yuck. Nothing worse than putting away wet camping gear.
Why don't all tent bags have this top opening? It's brilliant. Ooh. Gosh, the sun's almost coming out. Let's hope it does. Now it looks like, unfortunately, the floor on this tent did let some water in under my sleeping mat. That's the first time that's ever happened. So I'm wondering if this is losing its waterproofness. I'm probably gonna have to treat it again. But yeah, the underside definitely let some moisture in. Oh well, it is old, this tent now. Pretty old. When did I get this? I can't even remember. The other thing is I could just start using a ground sheet with it, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Shame, because I do like this tent. So if it is starting to lose that waterproofness on the ground, it's just another thing I've got to start worrying about. So yeah, if I get a footprint for it, or just make one up out of Tyvek, then that will sort that problem out. Shame Brucey can't help me. He's too busy guarding his log there that he's got his head resting on. He threw the stick for a little bit, but he senses we're going home now. This tent is so easy to pack up and set up very quick. So what I'll do is when I dry this out, after I've dried it, I'll treat the bottom of it again with a really heavy duty waterproofer. Give it a clean and a spray, and yeah. But yeah, it was wet under my sleeping mat. Again, it's the first time that's ever happened. The ground is absolutely drenched though, but I don't know what the waterproof rating is for this bag. See, look at that, top entry, so easy. All bags should be like that, where you just put it in from the top. I don't even know if you can see me.
So top entry, perfect. Okay, I'll go on the bottom of the pack. Whew, getting hot now. And lots of cordage. I've got to do the ridge line yet as well. The sun is trying to break through, but I don't think it's going to happen. There's just so much cloud. At least the wind has stopped. Right. Let's take the ridge line down and get rid of my pole. Save that for another day. That was a long ridge line. Again, I use orange paracord because you can see it clearly. I've tried the green stuff before. I just either got garroted by it or tripped over it all the time. So I like to be able to see it. Now, this is all going to have to go in with the tent. Yeah, I don't see the point in getting dark green paracord unless you're trying to be stealthy. But I've got Bruce with me, so that's not going to happen anyway. Difficult to be stealthy with a dog. Okay, we are pretty much packed up. I'm going to leave the chair till last. I always put my fuel bottles on the outside of the pack. Outside waterproof pocket, just in case there's some leakage. You do not want fuel leaking all over your gear.
got a new pack coming. A Kelty 105 litre pack. Was it 110? Yeah, 105. This is a Tatonka Bison. This is 90 plus 10, so the top bit. But this is a heavy pack. This is 3.5 kilos. I think the Kelty is 2.5 kilos. Kilo makes a big difference, believe me. Right, I'll come back to you when all this is put away. Pretty much packed up. Just turned on the Garmin, just in case anyone doubts what I'm talking about. There you go. 1,228 meters. Because you're always going to get one. You've camped by the car, blah blah blah. Well, no, I haven't. Brucey's ready to go. Just got to attach the tent and we're good to go. Now, I don't usually walk out with my waterproof trousers on, but it's so wet out there that I will undo the vents. Right, so just got to put the tent on. Where's Brucey? Come here, Bruce. How you doing? I know you're ready to go home, but we've got to put your backpack on as well. Where's your backpack? Hey? Hang on, Bruce. Hang on, Brucey, come here. Let's put your backpack on. Just got to balance out the weight a bit. Yeah, can someone do some research for me and find a waterproof doggy backpack? That'd be great, thanks. This one's not waterproof. So just everything inside gets soaked. Doesn't it, Brucey? Yeah, so the priority for it is it's got to be comfortable for him, practical and waterproof. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I know you're ready to go. This means you're ready to go. Thanks for my kiss. What do you think? Should we go home? You ready? Let's just say goodbye to everyone first. Oh, don't know if we're in view. Well, been a great camp. Brucey, come here. A lot of rain, as usual. Sit. It's a good boy. We've had a great time. Bruce has had a fantastic time. Honestly, he just loves it up here. This is his favorite place. There's no rivers to cross, so easy peasy. We had some great food. Brucey had some great food. He had some chicken, didn't you? Hey? And brilliant, perfect pancake again. Thanks for coming along on this one, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And if you want to contribute to our little fund for beers or coffees or treats for Bruce, then you can see the link, Buy Me a Coffee. It's on my on my YouTube channel, and it's in the description. Any contributions, fantastic. And thank you to all of the people who have already contributed. Coffees, beers, treats for Bruce. I send a message back on the system to each of you saying thank you. I don't want to put your names up here because I think some of you are a little bit shy about that stuff. So again, thank you for those contributions. Honestly, they make a difference to just the fund of getting everything for me and Bruce. The beers and coffees and treats for him. All right, thanks again, everybody, and catch you next time. Brucey, come here. Come here. Got to say goodbye. Come on, come here.
Come in here. Go around. Oh, all right. Hang on. Sit. Bruce, go around. Go around. Good boy. Bye, everybody. Yes, good boy. We're going home. Yeah.
Walking through the clouds. Very treacherous, slippery conditions. Been going about half an hour. Bruce makes it look so easy. Very creepy forest. It's gone quite dark in here, but it's only 11:30 in the morning. There's so much cloud. It's starting to drizzle a little bit. Anyway, I thought you might like to just see the walk out, what it's like. See Bruce in the distance there. Hey Brucey. He never goes too far away. It's like he's checking the coast is clear ahead. Don't know what he's expecting to see. There's lots of deer sign. Looks like in the middle of the night, deer just walks, a stag and a hind walk straight past the tent. Next time I'll set up a trail cam, see what we can spot. All right, push onto the car, just 2 hours to go. Hey. Well, we're drenched. It's been raining since the last video for a good hour. It's absolutely chucking down. Don't know if you can make that out. I'm soaked. But it is what it is. Still got a while to the car, an hour. So everything is gonna be soaked. There's no point wearing a rain jacket because I'm sweating. Because it's hard work, but it's fun. Isn't it, Brucey? You're having fun. You don't care about the rain at all, do you? Look at you. Right, let's get cracking. There we go. Almost back at the car. Just about another 20 minutes to go. Just got to cross this little beautiful little creek. Runs down to the river. And then to the car. All good. Yuck. All right. Battery's about to die. Thanks for coming along. See you next time. And Brucey. Bruce says goodbye too. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, Brucey.